back, Jarrett Lansford.
We missed you.
We missed you. And he's tanner now, too.
You know that Hawaii sun does a number on your skin.
It does.
So, it was a really great vacation, but glad to be back.
Glad to have you back. And also Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord as well. Unfortunately, Jarrett did not bring the sunshine immensely with him, but it's still pretty nice for us, though.
Yeah, still great. We're not getting Hawaii temperatures, but you can't ask for much better here in early March. It is a little chilly to start. I want to stress that, as we got 39 with a north wind at 20 miles per hour. So you want something a little warmer to start, but by the afternoon, it looks incredibly pleasant for early March. So take the heavy coat with you out the doors. We have 30s and 40s on the map. Yesterday at this time it was 40s and 50s. So we're about 10 degrees colder out the door. Plus, you get to the north and you're down near freezing in some spots. Let's look at that wind chill, and look at that. Feels like 29 in Omaha. Feels like 35 Plattsburgh, 22 in Tacoma. So the air's got a little bite to it, and you will want something a little warmer to start today compared to yesterday. High clouds and any clouds stay into the north right now, but there's likely to be some fill in gradually over the course of the day today. This little stripe here just didn't materialize all that much on the satellite picture. So by 9 o'clock, should still have quite a bit of sunshine, temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Notice by noon up into the 50s. And then into the afternoon, we're talking 60s for many of us by 3 o'clock. Notice the clouds trying to converge, but never entirely fills in. So we're looking at 5 o'clock temperatures here into the 60s, some 50s to the north. It'll vary a little bit. And then we make our way towards 10 o'clock. We're down in the 40s overnight tonight, gradually cooling off. And look what tries to move in towards early tomorrow morning. This little batch of looks like snow, but I think we're going to call it a melting mix here, because look at where temperatures are. Everybody, for the most part, is above 32 degrees. So whatever falls should be able to melt a little bit on contact. It never falls all that fast. And you can see there's not a ton of it left by about 7, 8 o'clock. So the chances will drop off pretty quickly. We'll see. Most of it should just be a little wet roadway. That's a phrase I try to avoid. See, notice how I stumbled there? I tried to just turn away from it, but I got a little bit of that to start off the day tomorrow, and then we clear out and we get a good amount of sunshine on the way tomorrow, but it'll be a north breeze. So after that melting mix, only a high of 50. I say only, it's about where we should be this time of year, and there's your wind gust tomorrow. Could spike to near 30 miles per hour in some spots, so that'll be a bit of a breezy day tomorrow. So 50s and north wind, yeah, not incredibly pleasant, but pretty typical for March. Then back up to 70 on Thursday. That's a southwest wind that picks up and helps us warm a little bit there. So a little bit of a dip there in the middle of the week.
Yeah, so we're kind of going up, down, up, down. How long do we keep that roller coaster ride going?
I tell you what, that's kind of a theme for a while. So please pay attention. Notice how Wednesday's so much different than Tuesday, and then Thursday's going to be different than Wednesday. Look at the wind on Thursday. That's a southwest wind that'll prop us up, gusts near 45 miles per hour into the afternoon. So that'll make for a blustery Thursday. Then overnight Thursday night into Friday, that wind flips again, and it'll make us colder for Friday, down to 52. And there's some hints that that could be a high temperature early in the morning and falling off. Then 68 on Saturday, yeah, a rebound. So again, near 70 or near 50, that's all you get. There's not going to be much in between the way it looks. And then this is something to watch, and I'll show you this a little later on. The increasing potential, anyway, of a little snow in the area on Sunday with a high of 42, and that'll cool us off to start off next week. But a nice rebound there for the week of St. Patrick's Day, which is on a Tuesday. That's a weird, randomly taking a Tuesday off so you can enjoy St. Patrick's Day. So
I was going to say that weekend leading up, though, there's going to be a lot of people out and about, because that's not a bad weekend for St. Patty's Day weather.
I was going to say Saturday's probably going to be the day with everybody out and about. Sunday, as I'll show you, might have a little bit of snow to contend with. So that's trending that way.
Okay. Yay! I know, getting lucky with the weather. That's good to know. Let's get an update on the traffic conditions. Hopefully we're just as fortunate with that, but you're tracking an incident on Dodge.
You'll get some problems as you're making your way eastbound right around 90th. We've been pretty smooth up until this point, but we've got a lane restriction that is starting to bottle things up a little bit. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is what you're seeing as you're approaching that intersection. Notice all of this traffic that's trying to make its way in. The problem comes just on the edge of your screen. If you look carefully, there's a couple of cones there. as you're getting right near that intersection with 90th. That's blocking off the right-hand lane. And with that being in place, that's resulting in things not moving real well through that stretch. Backups already at this point, getting back to 680. That's concerning to me because usually that's the kind of delay and the kind of map that I see as we get to the peak of the commute in like 45 minutes to an hour. So this could really start to bottle up over the next 20 to 30 minutes. Don't be surprised if you start seeing delays get past 680 and maybe even a little bit further than that. So a morning to be ready for delays on Dodge. You could maybe consider using an alternate route like Pacific or Blondo if you're trying to avoid the building delays that are starting to show up there on eastbound Dodge. Elsewhere, we've just got a couple of other spots that are a little bit slow at times. That includes as you're going Blair High near 680. That's not a very big stretch at this point, but right in the immediate vicinity of the interstate, you've got things running a little bit slow. Also had some backups that were showing up on northbound Saddle Creek with some construction in place there. One lane travel just south of Dodge. That has improved, but don't be surprised if that bottles up again as we continue to see drivers get into that area. And then, of course, the JFK, as you're approaching I-80, a spot that normally slows down is slowing down, but be ready for that this morning. Elsewhere, you zoom things out, and you can see most of the map is green. Most areas moving along really well, but just kind of stands out with that Dodge delay. We'll keep close tabs on that and let you know if that becomes a bigger issue as we continue to bring more and more people out for the Tuesday morning travel, but elsewhere, it's looking pretty good at this point.
Yeah, very good to know. Thank you very much. Back to news now. We're also learning that new details about a deadly crash near Charles Schwab Field. Officers say a bicyclist died after being hit by a semi near 14th and Cumming yesterday afternoon. Investigators say the semi was turning east when the cyclist crossed in front. The driver stayed on scene and did cooperate. Police have not yet released that victim's name or who investigators determined to be at fault. Happening today, Omaha City Council will hear an appeal over a rejected contract bid.
Now, at the center of the controversy, former Councilman Vinny Palermo of Public Works rejected a tree and stump removal bid from Vinny's Tree Service. The director said Palermo's past unlawful actions would put the city at risk. The business says the actual owner is Palermo's son, Vincent L. Palermo, and Vinny is just an employee. Also happening today at City Council, a final vote on a $411 million project. The money would go to McCarthy Building Companies to expand the Papillion Creek wastewater treatment facility. Well, Hawkins Construction CEO Chris Hawkins says that price tag is too high. Back in December, he submitted an unsolicited proposal claiming the same work could be done for more than $75 million less. We're back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are taking a live look outside, a beautiful look as the sun begins to rise here. Oh, that is gorgeous. And we want to let you know we're in for another gorgeous day. Not quite as nice as yesterday, but still a beautiful day ahead. But first, we got to get through this chilly morning.
Yeah, it was a lot warmer yesterday morning. We had 40s and 50s on the maps, pretty comfortable. We've fallen off into the 30s in many spots. So I want you to be aware of that as you head out this morning if you haven't done so already. You got 30s and 40s right now, but the wind chills are down in the 20s in several spots. So be aware of that. Wide range of numbers, a 20 to 25 degree range from north to south on the map this morning as some cooler air tries to trickle in. But there's your feels like temperatures, 20s for wind chills. Anywhere near and north of I-80, it's warmer down to the south. And the weather headlines today show we're going to get a pretty good day out of it. Very warm, but not as warm as yesterday, but still very mild. That's what I was trying to say. Overnight into early tomorrow morning, another batch of precipitation. Looks pretty minimal out of this one. And then some ups and downs into the weekend with some snow potential. I'm going to touch on that here in a minute. There's some clouds off to the north. Pretty quiet on the satellite right now. We're going to jump to 67, pretty uneventful during the day. Fall off into the 30s tomorrow morning. But notice how we stay just a little bit above freezing. That is important because over into the early morning hours of tomorrow, you can see the 60% chance of a little wintry mix in the morning. We're going to call it a melting mix here. There's 5 to 6 to 7. There's not a ton left, and it kind of falls apart as it moves in. Rain to a little melting snow. By 8 o'clock, just not a lot left, and then it zips out of here to the southeast, and there's this sunshine that'll work its way back in for the afternoon. So whatever does fall, not going to stick around long. Then back up to 70 on Thursday. Let me show you what we're working with. This is the moisture potential. This is everything. This is rain and melted snow all combined into one. It gives you an idea, about a 1/10 of an inch on average of liquid precipitation. Now, you did your conversion, your ratios, that's about an inch of snow. Look what happens when we show you the forecast snowfall. Yeah, that struggles. So that's why I'm not too worried about it. That's going to be pretty limited. Maybe just a little bit on the grass here and there. Best odds will maybe be in our western counties to get a little bit of that to stick. So we'll see how that goes. But overall, I think we're going to be pretty uneventful with that one. Just a little moisture on the roads tomorrow morning. 50 for the high, 70 Thursday, 52 Friday, 68 on Saturday. And then just beyond Saturday, potential for a little snow. This is through the weekend. We're going to be watching Sunday, I think. This model says probably all to the north with this, but we're going to see some trends. Look what this one tries to do with that round of snow for Sunday, right through the middle of our area. So there's a little more to watch with this one than, say, yesterday. So we'll keep you posted and show you how things are going to play out. But ups and downs, it looks like, into the coming weekend. It's either right around 50 or right around 70 for your afternoon high. Nothing in between.
I vote for 70s. Oh,
Me too.
We don't get a, do we get a vote?
Yeah, do we get
Okay, well, let me see here. I don't have anything to write with. Sorry, I'd mark you down for that. Yeah.
Keep it in your head. It's not that many of us. All right. Talking about, unfortunately, is there going to be any more snow chances in the next couple of weeks or two?
Well, with that snow that's trying to roll in on Sunday, I think that's a little sign that we're not going to be quite done with the cold air just yet. You can see that and maybe a little bit more middle of next week. So we'll have to watch this around St. Patrick's Day. This weekend will be a big weekend to celebrate. Saturday, probably the better of the 2 days. Sunday will be colder with that snow potential. And you can see what that does with the temperatures. We're not done with winter yet. But anytime we get a little winter, look what happens. We're right back up near 70 degrees by the end of the 10-day forecast. So ups and downs. Sunday's the day to watch. If you would have asked me yesterday, I was like, nah, not a big deal. That's South Dakota, Minnesota. But the recent trends have pulled that a little farther south. So if there's a first alert day anywhere,
It'll be that.
it would be Sunday. So we'll see how it goes.
This winter has been that way. You get the winter, you get a taste of it, and then here you go. You get a taste of spring to balance it out.
You don't ever get snow around very long, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's see how that morning commute is looking. Sounds like things are going pretty well, except for a few little challenging spots.
Just some minor exceptions. So we're going to focus on the minor exceptions.
Okay.
Let's take a look at what's going on through the metro. And you can see those in the top part of our quad box. The bottom, it's moving along pretty well. They're on Dodge, 144th. A lot of sunshine, so some sun glare could potentially be a factor for you if you're on an eastbound road. Keep that in mind as we continue to pick things up. But looking pretty good on a lot of our roads. Just We're kind of slowing down a little bit on the JFK as you're getting near I-80. Watch for those delays. Those starting to ripple back toward about Q now at this point. And this is our biggest problem spot, and this is Dodge eastbound. We've got lane restriction as you get right to 90th, and that's bottling things up all the way to 680. Here's what it looks like in map form. You can see the delays right about there, back toward 680 as you're trying to merge in off of 680 to Dodge. When I add on the speed, you can see that those are kind of hovering about 20 to 30 miles per hour. It's a lot slower than the speeds normally are at this point in the morning. Be ready for that to be an area that continues to be a problem through the rest of the commute with that lane restriction being in place. Also want to point out a little slow southbound on 90th there as you're getting near Dodge. So it's not just Dodge at that intersection that's having some issues. Thankfully, there's not a lot of other issues to talk about at this point. A little bit slow on westbound center. You get around 180th or so. Nothing big there. And then a couple of spots on 204th between Elkhorn and Gretna that are a little slow, but nothing that's of major concern. I'm just going to be watching that closely there on Dodge. I do think that could become a bigger issue. Maybe consider using Maple, Blondo, or Pacific if you're looking for an alternate route to not deal with some of those delays early this morning.
All right, Joe, thank you very much. The next time you get a Nebraska driver's license, it'll look a little bit different. The new card has a black and white photo, which the DMV says makes faces easier to tell apart and helps fight identity fraud. The design also adds Nebraska images, including the Bob Carey pedestrian bridge. All state DMVs will start issuing the new license by mid-April. Well, First Alert 6 investigates after a Sarpy County couple saw an opportunity to boost their retirement income, but instead they lost most of it.
Greg Keene and his wife Lois invested $36,000 with online store prompter Profitable Automation, also known as an e-com genie, after seeing a Facebook ad. Well, the FTC shut down Profitable Automation and won a court judgment of $20 million from the owners. The problem, it's taking time to collect the money. The Keens say they don't know if they'll recover their money. The company hasn't returned messages. Our Mike McKnight contacted the Federal Trade Commission, but so far, no news on any refunds.
Well, coming up, Omaha Performing Arts has revealed which shows are on the way next season.
Now we're talking classics, new Tony winners, and even a Disney favorite. More to tell when we return.
Broadway fans, listen up. The upcoming season with the Omaha Performing Arts is now revealed.
All right, so there are some classics and new hits straight from NYC. You can catch fan favorites like The Phantom of the Opera, The Book of Mormon, yes, Beetlejuice, and The Sound of Music. I haven't seen The Sound of Music. Have you guys?
Really?
No. I mean, not the musical.
Oh, interesting.
Beauty and the Beast is also returning for the first time in years. I remember taking my littles to see that
daughter
one
would love
when
that.
they were little.
Yes.
Some newer offerings, oh good, include the Tony Award-winning Best Musical from this last year, Maybe Happy Ending, as well as Hell's Kitchen, featuring Alicia Keys' Grammy-winning songs Death Becomes Her. Yes, it is based on the movie with Meryl Streep, remember?
Yes.
And a retelling of an American classic, The Great Gatsby. Season tickets are now available. Oh, who's that? Who is that? I want to see all of those.
Me too. It's a really, really good season.
look
So
at
yeah,
you.
I was there, and then our producer Elena Riley, we were there last night. It was so much fun because they actually had performances from the actors who were on the tour in the show. They had them
nice.
come, they brought them, flew them out to Omaha and had them perform the songs.
I didn't know they were
Yeah.
going to do it like that.
It was really, really cool. Music of the night, of course, they started from Phantom of the Opera. It was so much fun.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Did he sing the Phantom of the Opera?
They did Music of the Night.
Oh, music. Okay,
yeah,
got you.
Yeah.
Got
But
you,
it was a lot of fun. And it was packed. I mean, they had it, you saw there at the Holland Center. Every seat was filled. And all the balconies, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Can't
I'm
wait till my daughter
excited.
gets a little older and like appreciates these. 'Cause I don't know if we can sit through 3 hours of one right now.
Yeah, they can be long for sure.
They can also, though, like capture
Draw
her
you in.
attention pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah, maybe the Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that could be the one.
Yeah.
She likes to be Belle.
We'll keep you updated on that, folks. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to get ready for our update in the Today Show. You can watch it here on streaming or over the air.
Have a great start to your Tuesday.
Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
Well, good morning, everybody. It is 7:26. I'm Cerise Cole.
And I'm Erin Hartley. Let's get an update on the roads to start your morning with meteorologist Jarrett Lansford.
And we've got one main problem for our commute so far, and it's on Dodge, unfortunately, a very heavily traveled road. As you're going eastbound, notice how things have all kind of bottled up as you make your way toward 90th. The problem is right over here. You got some lane restrictions there on the right-hand side, right at 90th, and that is causing some delays. There you can see the sign telling people to merge. And when you start talking about what kind of speeds you're seeing here, it's down around 20 miles per hour between 90th and 680. So be ready for some delays as you head through that stretch. Maybe consider an alternate route. Elsewhere, doing pretty well besides the JFK northbound. Rusty.
All right, thanks, Jared. It's chilly out there as well. Yesterday we were right around 50 degrees, I should say. This morning we're down around 40 degrees. So you'll notice the difference when you step out, and there's wind chills in the 20s. So near and north of I-80, a much colder morning than we had yesterday. It will be a colder afternoon. North wind, northeast wind gusts up near 15, 20 miles per hour today. Overall will keep us cooler than yesterday's 78, which 60s in March everybody's happy about. But after yesterday, this is going to feel a little cooler. 67 degrees by 5 o'clock, and rain and snow chances. Nothing to worry about this afternoon or this evening, but overnight into early tomorrow morning, you see a little melting mix to start off the day tomorrow. We'll watch for that before 8 o'clock. I don't foresee big issues. Temperatures stay above 32. Just be maybe a little water on the roads to start off, and then back up to 70 on Thursday. Aaron?
Omaha City Council taking up a contract dispute today, centered on former Councilman Vinny Palermo. Public Works rejecting a tree removal bid for a company Palermo works for, citing his past unlawful actions.
It is now 7:28. We're back with another update for you in about 25 minutes. We'll see you then.